So you haven't seen or talked to your dad in 26 years.
No.
What is that about, bro?
And honestly, there's no answer to that. The last time I saw him, I was able to get some weight off my shoulders.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Tim Charles. This is the Tim Charles Hey Dad podcast. First of all, thank you. If you don't know what I'm saying thank you about, you got to know I've been getting nothing but amazing comments, inspirational quotes. People have been just hitting me up in my DMs saying how much they love the podcast. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share like a mug, share with a dad, share with your friends, because we talk about all things dad. So I'm Tim Charles. This is the Tim Charles Hey Dad podcast. And on this episode, I have one of my good brothers, my friend, Mr. Damien Little. So tell you a little bit about us. So we moved here to Arizona. So we live in Arizona. All of this is happening in Arizona about 6 years ago. And just my wife and I relocated. We had an opportunity to meet Damien and his beautiful wife, Janelle, and we immediately almost just became family. We just sometimes, excuse me, sometimes it's the family you choose. So Damien and his wife are part of our family. That's why I call him my brother. So let me introduce you to Mr. Damien Little. What up, bro?
What's up, brother?
How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good. I feel
good?
good. I feel good, man. I'm happy to be sitting here, have this conversation with you, man.
I'm glad you agreed to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because in our conversations, and we talk about anything and everything.
I know.
Being dads, being husbands, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm such a private person that I really don't open up to a lot of people, but I know that the way that the God had us live a certain way or grow up a certain way, it's to help others too. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, this is just like me and you talking,
right?
Don't pay them no mind. You can say whatever you want to say, just between me and you.
Gotcha.
No, but it's actually for everybody, man. That's that thing. That being a dad, how we grew up with our dads, all that stuff, it matters.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Damien Little. Who is Damien Little?
Damien Little is a husband, father, a mentor, coach, barber.
Okay.
I am I have learned to become an open book now. I used to be a closed off person.
Okay.
Who didn't talk a lot.
Okay.
Or who didn't share a lot. But I have learned to become an open book now.
Why was that important? Or was it important? What was that change about? Why did you just kind of started opening up a little bit more? Was it because of you're a dad, or you just started realizing that you had something to say? What was that about?
That was a big part of it, of me becoming a dad, not just becoming a dad, but a dad to a son.
Oh.
And I knew that the way that my life, the way that I grew up as a dad, I didn't want to sugarcoat anything from my son or shelter him from anything.
Okay.
So anything that I could pour into my son to make him a stronger man, as because we have to remember that when you're raising a son, he will soon be a man.
Yeah.
Or he becomes a young man. So we have to prepare them for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was part of me.
Okay.
Tearing that off or coming out of my shell, per se, and opening up to others, even about me being a dad, because I've always been a proud dad. So yeah.
Well, you smile, you cheesing right
now. I love my kids.
Yeah.
I love my kids. I love being a father. They're grown now, but I'm still dad. now I'm in the role of I can give advice.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm a hold that right there.
Yeah.
Because giving advice is so important. But I got to ask you the question that we start every episode with when I have a guest. What does a dad mean to you, man? What does it mean to be a dad?
A dad to me is, wow, that's a question that we don't get a manual for. And
What do you mean? I got a manual, bro. When I became a dad, they
well, I didn't
get
get the manual.
hospital?
I didn't get the manual.
Bro, it was like the doctor. Okay, go ahead. You didn't get your manual.
I didn't
okay,
get my
understand.
manual.
All right, my bad.
I didn't get my manual.
All
so
right.
being a dad to me was being a protector,
Okay.
because that was like an automatic. Soon as it was born, I wanted to protect. I wanted to make sure that my child was going to be all right. So being a provider, being a dad to me is not so much using the word shelter, but being when I say protector, is at that moment when they're small, you want to keep them covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to keep them covered. You want to keep them, if anything that would cause harm, I will. It's going to have to hit me in the back first, hit me in the chest first.
Yeah.
So those, and excuse me, but those are, that's what first comes to mind when I think about being a dad.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Bring a protector.
Yes.
Provider, being present. Those are the 3 P's that we talk about just on the episode as it relates to how men show up and how fathers show up. Provider, protector, being present. But I'm interested. You talked about this manual, and you didn't have a manual. There is no manual about being a dad. Sometimes we'll have a blueprint.
Yes.
And if you had an active or an engaged father in your life or dad in your life, sometimes you can get a blueprint on what to do, what not to do. So talk to me a little bit about the blueprint. Was there a blueprint? Are you a dad like your dad? Did you want to be like your dad? How did your dad have an impact on you when you became a father?
Well, my dad didn't have an impact on my life, not in a positive way.
Okay, say more.
So my dad was really not in the home. He was in and out of my house.
Okay.
Of us growing up, my dad would be the dad that he would come home on a weekend and disappear for a few days.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
so were your mom and dad together?
They were together.
They were together, and he would just have those disappearing moments.
He could be gone as long as 5 days.
Just wouldn't show up. You wouldn't see him. Mom wouldn't see him.
No.
Okay.
No.
You said us. So you have siblings.
So I have siblings. I'm the oldest of 3.
Oldest of 3.
Yes.
Okay. So is that 2 girls, a boy, 2 boys, a girl?
I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay.
And so I've always been in that role of protecting them.
Okay.
And even at home, I make sure that mom was working. I'll make sure that the house was the way mom wanted it. But my dad was, like I said, he was in and out, but not there.
Okay.
So in growing up, I seen my dad do some things that I seen him do things that that I would see my mom get hurt from.
You would see your dad do things.
I would see my dad do things
that would hurt your mom.
That would hurt my mom.
By behavior, by
the actions that of the actions that he would do.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, like I said, not being present at home.
Okay. And you saw how that hurt mom.
I saw how that hurt my mom.
What did you see? How did mom respond to dad not being present?
There was always arguments when he came back.
So after a 3, 4, 5 day stint of I'm out, I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, it was always it was always I'm going out of town, or I'm going with this, I'm going with the guys, or
Okay.
we're going here, or I'm taking my motorcycle over the road, or something like that.
Okay.
And it was my mom raising us. It was my mom disciplining us. It was my mom doing a lot of the things that you wish your dad was there to do.
Okay.
So that kind of
mom was the love,
mom was the love,
and mom was the leather.
yes, yes, yes. In which she did not hold back from music,
Yeah.
because she had young men to raise.
Yeah.
And my brother being the middle child, and first it was just us for 9 years till my sister came.
Okay.
So having two boys that played in the street all the time, and where we grew up, I'm a product of South Central LA.
South Central.
So we've seen a lot of things and got caught up in a lot of things too.
Yeah.
And
So I'm a Midwest kid, so everything I know about South Central came from rap videos, from Boys in the Hood, so from NWA. Talk a little bit about the similarities of some of that growing up in South Central. We just know that, man, that's gangs, that's rough neighborhoods.
Okay. So and those things are true.
Okay.
Where I grew up, I grew up in a Crip neighborhood. I grew up on our street alone. There were two set of parents. Everyone else home was a single parent home.
All right. So in your neighborhood, let me just make sure I understand this. In your neighborhood, there were two households that had both mom and dad in it.
Yes.
Everybody else was single parent.
Single parent.
And it was a single parent mom or a mix of single, because there's a such thing as a single parent dad. Yeah.
Right. I've never seen a single parent dad till I got older. Never seen that. It was always single parent moms.
Single parent mom neighborhood.
Yes.
So
yes,
the women was just ruling.
Yes.
And trying to make it happen.
Yes.
Okay.
And growing up in that neighborhood, like I said, you get caught up in some things, but our mom was one of those that did her best to keep us out of trouble. So I can say that we've never been locked up. We've never given her that type of grief.
Yeah.
Not to the full extent. Yeah, we have got in some trouble.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to the extent to where we were gone away from her to give her more stress. So,
man, listen, for those of you who don't know, moms are amazing.
Yes,
I grew up in this. My dad wasn't around all the time.
Yes.
But, man, my mother she was a superhero.
Yes.
She did everything. She took care of us. She watched over us. She had to do it all.
Yes.
Wow. So shout out to all the moms out there. Just being incredible mothers.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you for taking care of us.
Mm-hmm. My mom was she was the iron fist when she had to be, and then she was the mom that she made sure that her boys knew how to cook before they left. She made sure that we knew what to do before we decided to move out the house.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, she taught us that when you leave out of this house, you are representing me.
There it is.
And
which means, don't you make me come down there.
Yes.
Don't you make me come find you.
Yes.
Okay.
So we knew when that street light hit.
Yeah.
The ball froze in the air, and we were gone.
Lights, bro. The street lights. That was our alarm clocks.
Yes.
You knew where you were supposed to be when the street lights went out.
Yes.
Especially during the summertime.
Yes.
Because it don't get dark. In the summer it gets dark around 8:30 sometimes. Depending on where you at.
Right.
So when it started getting dark, them street lights hit, that dusk start hitting.
Man.
Wherever you at in the world, you start making your way to your porch.
I'll try to tell you, all
you start making your way back to the porch.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, yes.
So mom was being mom. I'm careful about saying mom was being mom and dad.
Yeah.
I think that's unfair. I don't think it's fair to say that because it's almost like trying to be what you can't be.
Yeah.
Right. So, but my mom was just
That's
being an
good.
amazing mom
Yes.
and doing what she had to do from the position of, these are my children, I'm their mother. Some of that may have looked like what we would expect a dad to do.
Yes.
Protection, providing,
You're right.
being present, having that father figure, that male voice in the house. But it was still, it was mom. Mom was just doing what she's supposed to do. So I'm really careful about saying mom was being mom and dad, because she can't be mom and dad. She can only be mom.
Right. Right. And I learned that, my mom, she did everything she could, but she couldn't teach us how to be men.
There it is.
That was the only thing that she just, and she knew that.
Yeah.
So then it became community that started to help, and that was, I have an older cousin that taught me how to drive. That as we got older, you get 13, 14, you start feeling yourself. And now I'm taller than mom, and now I'm a little stronger than mom.
Yeah.
I'm playing football and all this stuff. So my mom just reached out to my cousin to come over and have conversations with us.
Conversations,
yes,
and laying some hands on.
Yes.
Yeah, that it's necessary sometimes just to have somebody, a male figure. I think that's where we get the idea of father figures.
Yes.
They're not fathers, they're not our fathers. However, they stand in proxy to help us in those spaces where, as young men, and even our sisters, they need those fathers in their life, just from a different perspective, right?
Right.
But having somebody that can come in with that voice and be like, hey, sit down.
Yeah.
Kind of cuts through all the stuff.
Yes.
That stuff matters, man. Being in that situation where that's what I needed, and it mattered.
Yeah. And as I look back, I look at the stages in my life, because it was like I said, my cousin Chris, and then when I got to 16 and started being in high school and playing high school ball, it became my godfather. He became my godfather, Aaron Youngblood.
Okay.
Or we called him Coach Papa Youngblood.
Yeah.
So he was a big impact in my life as well.
Okay.
He's the father of my best friend. So my best friend had both his parents, who are my godparents now.
Okay.
And
is that one of the parents that was on the block we was talking about?
Actually, no. They lived in our in the community, but they were further down, so a few blocks down.
Okay.
But Papa and Mama Youngblood.
Yeah.
And I
stood in the gap.
Stood in the gap in a whole lot of ways. Even when my mom was going through her divorce, my Mama Youngblood was there.
Okay.
Just pouring word into her and encouraging her. So Papa Youngblood was a big impact in my life, along with my grandfather.
Okay.
So that was the first time, and growing up, just to back up some, me being small and never seeing a married couple, but I saw my grandparents.
All right, you might want to explain small, bro.
When I say small, I'm talking about
younger.
Maybe younger.
I'm about to say, bro, because you sitting there small right now. Like football player getting bigger than my mom. I was small. You mean like 7, bro?
Yeah, let me back up. Being young, maybe I started at like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And going to my grandparents, I always saw my grandfather treat my grandmother a certain way.
Okay.
And it was.
Is that how you knew the difference between your dad and your mom? Because there was somewhere along the way you saw different. You saw, hey, here's my granddad treating my grandma a certain way.
That was,
and brother, it's a learning lesson, but it's something you saw.
Yes, and that was the first time that I can say that I recognized that this is a husband loving on his wife.
Oh,
I was that young when I realized, because anytime my grandfather would leave the house, he gave my grandmother a kiss.
Okay.
If he went to the corner store and he was walking, he gave my grandmother a kiss.
Anytime he left, he made
Anytime
sure
he
he
left.
acknowledged.
Anytime he came back in the house, he gave my grandmother a kiss.
Okay.
And you know, as a kid, you see that and you're like, it's like kind of made you smile. But then it was like he was always there for my grandmother till she passed.
Okay.
And I saw him take care of my grandmother. When he had lunchtime, he would come to the house to be with my grandmother.
Wow.
So that was the beginning of me just knowing that what my dad was doing was not the right thing, because I didn't see my mother smile the way I see my grandmother smile.
Oh, wow. So, and that's big, man. That's you're saying a lot, and it is actually triggering some memories of my mom and dad, of how they interacted, and seeing some joy and some happiness in my mom, and not seeing some joy and some happiness in my mom, as it relates to my dad. So we started down this journey of your dad impacted you, but not necessarily in a positive way.
Right.
But that also allowed room for others to step up and fill in the gap. Your grandparents,
Yes.
the coaches, you had some mentors in your life. Talk to me a little bit about directly how did it impact you when you became a father? Was there things that you thought about? I'm gonna make sure I never do this, or I always do this because of my dad and relationship with your dad, or should we even just talk about your dad at all? I mean, do you have a relationship with your dad?
I don't.
To this day?
To this day, no. I honestly, the last time I saw my father was my son was 1 year old. My son is 27 now.
You have a 27-year-old son.
Yes.
And you haven't seen your father in 26 years.
Yes. And when I did,
have you talked to him at all?
No.
So you haven't seen or talked to your dad in 26 years.
No.
What is that about, bro?
And honestly, there's no answer to that. There's the last time I saw him, I was able to get some weight off my shoulders, because for a long time I carried anger inside.
Okay.
I carried anger inside for a long time, and which I didn't like. I didn't like the fact, because it was very hard for me to even talk about my father, because I knew growing up he wasn't there. So I knew growing up how it impacted my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So for a very long time, it was, and I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to say,
Yeah. Wait, all right. So this is a side. This is the little side. What are some of the things you used to say when people used to ask you about your dad?
Honestly,
what
honestly, I don't want to talk about that nigga. I mean,
why you bringing him up?
Yeah, I
don't know.
I'm like, yeah, that was my answer to, like, people would see me and they think that we did have a relationship because I never talked about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But on the street, if they saw him, he would talk about us like he saw us that day.
So like he was an engaged, active dad. Like,
yes.
Almost like a proud father moment.
Exactly. So when they talk to me talk to me and say, "Hey, how's your dad doing?" I don't know.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another message. Dads, if you're not engaged, if you're not active, if you don't talk to your children, if you don't talk to your son, talk to your daughter, don't talk to other people like you do. Don't fake that. Don't do that. Trust me, your children hate it.
Yes.
My dad wasn't around. He wasn't engaged. He did the same thing. People would see us and they would talk to us like they know us.
Yes.
Because my dad is saying all of this stuff about us as if he's there, he's engaged, he's present. He was providing and he was protecting, and he was doing none of that. But something in him must have at least been, he was talking about us, but he wasn't talking to us.
Right.
Yeah, that frustrates your children like crazy. It's like you trying to take credit for something that you should be able to take credit for that you're not.
Right.
So give credit to my mom. You know, if you don't talk about it, Give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't give it to yourself if you ain't doing that part. Okay, I just needed to have that said because man, that still strikes. Like really, how you gonna do that?
Yes.
Okay,
So I had the opportunity when my son was 1 year old. My dad just popped up out of the blue. I was living in Tucson at the time, and he pulled up to my barbershop where I worked at. I don't know how he found me.
I was about to say, how did that?
I have no idea how he found me or anything, but he popped up there.
So this is from California, South
Yes.
Central to
I'm
Tucson.
sorry. Yeah.
No, you good, man. I'm making sure we keep the timeline right.
You're right.
South Central to Tucson. Now you have a son,
I have a son.
and some kind of way, and you don't even know how, he found you in Tucson, Arizona.
Yes.
Came up to your workplace.
Came up to my workplace.
Where you was cutting hair, your business, your place of business.
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Your place of business, and said what?
Well, I said, "What are you doing here?"
So how long has it been? So before that, how long has it been since you had talked to your dad?
At that time, it might have been maybe 2 years since I saw him. Because I've always went and sought out him. I've always went and found him.
Yeah.
When we were living in LA, I always went and found him.
Yeah.
But at this moment, so it was a couple of years, and within that couple of years, my son was born, and he shows up to my shop, and he's not alone when he comes.
Okay.
He's not alone.
Who is he with?
He's-
Is he what a new stepmom? What's going on there?
He's with the woman that he had always been.
Okay.
Yeah, always been with, even when he was married to my mom.
All right. So he was with the woman he was rolling with.
So
Rolling Stone.
yes. So and her grandson was with them, and the little boy gets out the car and he says, "Hey, granddad," and I looked. And that was like almost like it was like a baby just stabbed me in my stomach.
It's like a baby stabbed
The
you in
baby
the stomach.
stabbed me in the stomach when they said that. So when he said that, it was like he stabbed me. And so at that moment, I looked at him, I looked at my father, and I said, "Do you want to meet your grandson?" And he told me yes. So I told him what time I got off of work, gave him my address, and he met me there.
Okay.
So he got to see my son for the first time.
Okay.
And like I said, at that time, my son was 1 year old. I even offered to take him out to dinner. And at that time, I knew that I had some things that I wanted to say.
Okay.
And I'm trying to. At that time, I'm growing. I'm growing not just for me, but for my son that I'm raising. And I knew I couldn't carry unforgiveness around anymore.
Okay.
I couldn't carry the anger around anymore.
Yeah.
So at dinner, it wasn't a conversation. It was me making a statement of I forgive you.
So it had been a couple of years. Dad shows up. You introduce him to your son for the first time.
Yes.
Son is almost 1 year old. You take him out to dinner.
Yes.
And were you like me? Have you been like rehearsing that conversation in your head?
Yes.
Like the next time I see my dad, I'm a grown man. I need to be able to get some stuff off my chest, but I ain't going to hold on to the garbage.
Right.
Forgiveness was setting in. Like, you know what? Let me just stand on my own. I'm not going to just blame him. So you had that conversation at dinner.
I had that conversation at dinner, and it didn't take a lot for me to say. It was the fact that I said, "I forgive you." And his eyes started to water up.
See, now you blowing us up, man. Hold on. So let me just take a breath. Because to say that you, from that time to this time,
Yes.
you haven't seen or talked to your dad. We don't get the picture that the last time you talked to him was a forgiveness conversation.
Right.
But the last time you talked to him, you told your dad you forgive him.
Yes. Yes.
His eyes started welling up. So, man, you hit a nerve. You hit his heart, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What happened?
So after that, I told him that we don't need to discuss the past. We don't need to discuss the past. And I told him, if you want a relationship with your grandson, me, we're here.
Wow.
That's just how I laid it out. And
Do you remember his response?
he said, thank you.
Okay.
He said, thank you.
Was there a reciprocal, son, I'm sorry, son, I should have been better?
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here shaking my head, but no, there was not. No, there was not. And I was okay. I was okay with that. And for the fact that I was able to say what has always been on my heart.
So I had a similar situation with my dad, where my dad was homeless for a while.
Wow.
And he was walking the streets and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is my dad. Now at this point, I'm married. Let's see, I had all 3 kids by this time, so I must have been in my early 30s, somewhere around there, my early 30s, mid 30s. But I was still like struggling with that idea of trying to be a dad, trying to be a husband, not having a blueprint.
Yeah.
But now I'm a Christian.
Right.
So I'm trying to, figure out who I am in God. What kind of, for me, because my mother, she took the time to take us to church. We were in an environment where we understood the importance of having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I knew at that time that if I want to get this thing right as a husband and a father, I'm gonna go back to the source. Jesus, God he's our source. So
yes,
if anybody know how to do this, I'm gonna go back to the person who created us.
Yes.
Right. That's when things started shifting as relates to understanding forgiveness, understanding not holding bitterness and hatred in your heart.
Yes.
But I still had this conversation I had in my head. So prior to that, it had been years that I had talked to my dad, seen my dad. He was homeless. So my wife and I, we were staying in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 kids. And then I allowed my dad to move in with us.
Wow.
And so he was just a man of chaos to me. But I took that opportunity to say, we're going to have a conversation, a man-to-man conversation. I want to know. Tell me the truth. What happened? You weren't around. You and mom got divorced. Talk to me about what happened. It's okay. I forgive you. We could just move forward. I heard the little movie music in the background. My eyes started welling up. His didn't, but mine did. I just had this whole scene in my head, and it was playing out.
Yeah.
I heard him say in my head, like, son, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have did better. It was just hard for me too. We all have our story, but I'm glad that we can do this now. Let's go from here. Let's build. I got my grandbabies. I just want to, those are the things that I heard him say. Yeah, he said none of that. He didn't even say thank you.
Wow.
He said, after I poured out my heart of that, I just needed you in my life. I want you in my life. I want somebody I can talk to, ask some questions about. I need my dad. He blamed my mom. So he started pointing fingers. Well, first of all, your mama lied, and whatever she told you about me was a lie. I don't know what she told you, but whatever it is, it's a lie. And I was like, Mama didn't tell me anything. In fact, Mama told us to honor you, respect you, and pray for you. That's what Mom taught us. She never spoke anything negative, never talked bad to us about you, never talked down. That's what she told us. So we've just been praying for you, been hoping for the best. So whatever you think she said, I don't know anything about that. And I said, well, I just want to know, what happened. And he says, well, we'll all make decisions, but I don't have no regrets. I don't have any regrets, was his comment. Meaning, it is what it is. It happened the way it happened.
Yeah.
We all live our life, get over it, all the things.
You're right.
Bro, when I tell you, you talking about a little baby stabbing you in the stomach?
Right.
I had like 10 babies stabbing. Like, it was just like right in the heart. Like,
Yes.
really? This is what
Yeah.
this is how you gonna do that?
Yeah.
I was so angry. I was so bitter. And it just triggered all of that stuff. Now, mind you, he was homeless. He had nowhere to go. He had probably been at the house for a little bit over a week. I kicked him out that night. I don't care where you got to go, but you ain't staying here.
Wow.
I'm inconveniencing my family. I'm doing everything I can, trying to do everything I can, be the best man I can be. If I'm not your son, I'm the father's son. So I'm trying to honor him, represent God in this. Yeah, I was so angry, so hurt. I kicked him out that night, and my wife had to minister to me, man, just to get my heart and my head back together because it was so traumatic. And it was just one of them moments that I look back on now and can really just have some understanding of the kind of torment and trauma he must have been living through.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine ever
Yes.
saying something like that to my son.
Yes. Yes.
And my youngest Josh is 27. Just had a birthday. 28.
Okay.
Just had a birthday. I can't imagine to any of my children. I can't imagine saying something like that to any of my children when all of and they're trying to establish something with me.
Right.
To your point, you will always have to go find him.
Yes.
So the time that he found you, it was almost like, okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
And then all you got was a thank you.
Yes. So I thought, yes, I thought he was ready. Yes.
Dinner's over. He leaves town.
Yes.
26 years later. How you handling all that, man?
I'm still at peace.
Okay.
And I'm okay. I know that he did have the opportunity to at least he lived with my sister, my baby sister, for a while.
Okay.
With her and her family.
Okay.
So I knew he was okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he got to meet his other grandchildren as well, or at least his granddaughters and his grandson. But I was at peace with it. And I believe that's because we had that last conversation. So I knew that it was no longer in my lap of me trying to go find him.
Yeah.
Because we had the conversation. I opened my arms and
I did my part. Forgiveness, y'all. You know, so many people struggle with forgiveness because they're looking at the person that they're forgiving,
yes,
as if they deserve it,
yes,
or they want it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using that. Now that I've done this, or I've given you something, I've forgiven you, I've gave you something, and they do it with an expectation of receiving something back.
Yes.
But I had to learn that lesson of forgiveness is for me.
Yes. Yes. And that's I believe that was the beginning of me beginning to you talked about rehearsing the speech.
Man, the speeches and the
because I learned
what happens.
I learned it in a young adult Sunday school class.
Yeah.
And they were talking about forgiveness. And I believe I was like 18. That's when I was at the top of my anger, the top of everything.
18.
And I said, "You telling me forgiveness is for me?"
Mm-hmm.
No, that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But I learned that it is because I'm giving too much power to the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
to that person.
To that person.
To
and,
that person.
And if that person is like my dad was, he wasn't thinking about me. He had no regrets.
No.
They
live in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I had the opportunity to really to be able to be in that position, I was able to say that.
Okay.
And say that. And I believe that God was just setting everything up for me, because
man, that's so good.
When my son was born, I made a promise to God and to him. Mm-hmm. Now he don't know nothing I'm saying.
Well, you're about to know now.
But when he was born, I promised that he would never wake up. He would never go to sleep.
Yeah.
Without seeing his dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made that promise.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a similar promise to my children, especially as they became adults, because, you know, as you father adult children, you know, that's a whole nother level,
yes,
another shifting, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that I had to just kind of establish with them as adults is that a dad should always know where his children are. Mm-hmm. And then his children should always know where their dad is.
Yes. Yes.
To ensure that there's a connection, there's an establishment. You're an adult. You're on your own. You can make your decisions. You're doing what you're doing. You're traveling. But there should never be a time where I don't know where you are.
Right.
There should never be a time where I have to search for you. Mm-hmm. And there should never be a time where you have to search for me.
Right.
And part of that came from a similar situation with you, like you, in that if I wanted to see my dad, I had to go find him.
Right. Yeah.
If I wanted to make sure he was okay, I had to go find him. But there was never a time where he was doing that, and that was reciprocal.
Right.
And I knew that even in that position, it was God.
Yes.
Because I started establishing a relationship with the Lord, and I started identifying myself for who I truly was, which is a child of God.
Yes.
And he's my father.
Right.
So I spent time ensuring that I was doing things that represented him. And he showed me how to be a son to a man that didn't know how to be my daddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I made that vow to God and to my son and to my daughter. She was a year and a half later when she was born. Mm-hmm. And I can truly say to this day, because they're grown now, and they know that dad is always here.
Yeah.
They can call me anytime and we can talk about anything.
Yeah.
And I was
so you
blessed.
You get those hey dad calls. Hey dad.
I get yes. Yes, I get those.
Yeah.
I get those, and I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Me too.
I love them. And God blessed me to even have bonus children now.
Wow.
That like we can even though it's like, you know, now because it's like you said, being grown, they're grown now, so you have to establish like, well, I'll be that dad that's there. Yeah. Or I'll be that listening ear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no longer telling you what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I give you advice.
Yeah.
And now it's up to you if you want to take it or not.
Yeah. So your bonus children, so that these are like your wife's children?
This is my wife's children.
Okay, so you got married.
Wife,
so you got married, and she had children.
Yes, and she has children. I got married.
How many children total?
Total, I have 4.
4 children total. 4. So you have how many?
2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah. She had 2, and then I had 2.
All right, 2 boys, 2 girls on your side.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're kind of speaking to how you show up as a father to her children as well.
Well, and when we came together, they were already grown.
Right.
So it was more of me showing or being the example of what a dad looks like.
Yeah.
Of me being the example of to my daughters what a godly man should, what a godly man looks like.
Yeah.
How a godly husband treats his wife.
Yeah.
How a godly father can also give advice.
Yeah.
And be there even when even if you take the advice or you don't.
Yeah. There
I'm
it
still
is.
I'm still in the same place.
Okay, so let me just ask a couple of wrap up questions
Okay.
because man, this has just been amazing. 2 lessons that you learned from your dad as relates to how not to be a dad.
2 lessons.
What did your dad teach you, and what did you learn from your dad? And like, yeah, don't do this and don't do that.
I learned don't take your family for granted.
Don't take your family for granted. Okay, that's good.
I learned to be present, not just for your children, but also for your wife.
So the fact that your dad wasn't that, he taught you how to be present
Yes.
for your children and your
And
wife.
your wife.
All right, so yeah, that's good. All right, so give me two. Is there anything positive that you can say your dad taught you intentionally, like directly taught you, like because you spoke to how you sit down and you have a conversation with your children and helping them and along the way, teaching them lessons. Was there anything that he taught you intentionally on purpose that you say, okay, thank you, Dad, for teaching me that or showing me that?
I can't.
Okay. Well, we're brothers in that.
I can't. Yeah.
Everything I have that I've learned that I would give my dad credit for also came from the other side of what not to do.
Yes.
Indirect lessons.
Yes. Yeah.
I can appreciate that I learned those things.
Yes.
It's unfortunate the way we had to learn.
The way we had to learn it. Yes.
But you're not alone in that. That's my point. You're not
Yeah.
alone in that. I can't, and I could probably think of one thing, and it was indirect, but my dad had, and it wasn't something I learned early, something that I was able to establish later in life. That my dad had an incredible work ethic.
Okay.
He always kept a job. He would work all the time.
Okay.
So I would say the work ethic part of him, I probably gleaned from
Okay.
because I have a work ethic. My children have work ethics.
Yes.
Understanding what it means to have to work for something or to perform a task in order to receive a reward, however you want to look at that.
Right.
But that wasn't a direct lesson. That wasn't a direct lesson of, okay, son,
Right. Right.
let's get you some chores. And if you finish these chores, you get $5. Or
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
lesson.
Yes. Yes.
But it was something that I was able to see later on in life that, okay, my dad always had a job.
Mhm.
So I'm equating that to him teaching me about work ethic.
Right.
It's a stretch,
Yes.
but I'm giving him something.
Yes.
I'm giving him something.
Yes.
All right. So let me ask you this, and this has been an incredible conversation. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being willing to just coming out of your shell,
Yes.
saying some things out loud.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you love most about being a dad?
What I love most.
Yeah.
I love the relationship that I have with my children.
Mm.
I love the fact that no matter where they are, my daughter and her husband now live in South Carolina.
Okay.
But even in that relationship now, she's checking on me.
Yeah.
She texts me or she calls, "Hey, Dad, how you doing?"
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, no pun. Yeah. So
No pun intended.
no pun intended.
We are all day.
But they're checking on me.
Yeah.
My son, same thing.
Yeah. And your son is in
My son is in Arizona.
Okay.
And I have a granddaughter.
Yeah.
So those I love
Love
that
that.
I'm Poppy now.
You Poppy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am Poppy.
I'm Paw Paw.
Yeah. So those, and to see my children happy, and to see, when you're a father, you question, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
And now that they're grown, it's like now I see all of my questions, and the answer is yes.
The sacrifice was worth it.
Yes. Every sacrifice was.
You did something right.
Yes. And it's like, did I do it right? And I look at them and I can say yes.
Yeah.
I can say yes, I did.
Yeah. Fathers, it may not feel like it, may not look like it, but you're doing something right. Hang in there. Be present. Be a protector. Be a provider. Take the time. Talk to your children. Be everything that your dad wasn't, and be everything that you can be at the same time. It matters. You are a father that matters. You are a dad that matters. And if you don't see it now, you will see it later. So if you don't get anything out of our conversation today, just know forgiveness is on you. Forgiveness is on you. Forgive, let it go. Don't hold that bitterness. Don't hold that hatred in your heart. Let it go. Forgive. Move on. Be the best person, best father, best dad you can be, from a place of forgiveness. And Damien Little, thank you, sir.
Tim Charles, it's my pleasure, brother.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, man.
Yes.
This has been amazing. I appreciate you.
Yes, likewise, brother.
Yeah,
We are brothers.
We are brothers all day.
We are brothers. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Tim Charles. This is the Tim Charles Hey Dad podcast. Thank you for listening. This episode has been amazing. Let me see your comments, subscribe, share. Share to somebody who just needs to hear it, that you want to encourage and inspire. And with that, we're out. Thank you for listening.